Let's see. Oh, you're going that way, are you? This is a vertical one. Are you plugged? Does that work? Oh, hello, hello. I should get ready. See how long my hair's getting. I decided I would not trim it and make it look nice. I'll see how long it will get. Why not? Might as well. Do you want to see the birds? See how they can all eat at once? No more taking turns. And the squirrels can't get it all. I think it's awesome. I made a few videos like this once, which were called Entertainment for Cats. There's one brown-headed nuthatch, or brown-breasted, or whatever he's called. Like, most of these are chickadees. Oh, good morning. 4 people are here. Well, hello, hello. Good morning. Happy today. Happy New Year. Did you stay up and watch in the New Year? I forget. I figured it would be just like every other middle of the night, so I went to bed at 8:30 because I was over at my daughter's who has a cat, and oh, it was stinging my face, and I got a headache, and anyway, I took one of those Dramamine kind of things. It's not called Dramamine, but it sure knocked me out. It was an allergy pill. Look, I look better with a smile. Try it. Do you want to have a smile too? And I have tea. We can always relabel this "Why Clean" when we can just sit and talk. Today I put some ginger from the spices in here. So who have we got here? 5 people, good morning, and 2 thumbs ups. So who's here? It's me, I'm here, Nancy today. So as it's the new year, of course we start a new study in church. This is the Old Testament this year. So our church has made this program. So it's at home. You have your own manual, or it's online on your app, and it's a come follow me, and every day there's stuff. Ah, Linda, hello, hello. Yes, ginger tea. I have the same tea bag in here from my apple cinnamon, and I have a cinnamon stick in the bottom, but I thought I would add some ginger, although I didn't stir it. It's kind of hard for it to go around when it's got this apple stick at the bottom, the cinnamon stick at the bottom. And my apple cinnamon is gone. I should probably remove it. Hello, Corrine. How is everything? Happy New Year. I think I'll put it in the flowers. Yummy. It's gold for tummy. Good. My tummy is fine, I believe. So my hair is curly hair, and I'm trying to make it look good, but it's not really working. Hi, Jack. Good morning. Happy New Year. No school today, eh? Yes, indeed. Traditionally, New Year's Day was the day that my mother would make Christmas stollen and a turkey if she had not already done that for Thanksgiving. I don't have a turkey this year. I love the smell of turkey. And what with COVID being what it is out there yet again, nothing's happening today. We had one family was sick and they got better, and now another family is sick. One had COVID, the other isn't going to find out. And I'm trying to protect the third family. Probably best not to get together, right? Look, 3 thumbs up and 7 people are here. Well, hello, 7 people. Do I know you? I probably do. I could probably rattle off the names of who I think is here. Some of you tell me on the comments that you watch all of my videos. That's really cool. I think it helps if I make videos when it's convenient for people to come, right? But sometimes I don't really feel like talking. Sometimes I have nothing much to say. I was thinking about New Year's and the goals, right? We have to make goals at the beginning. My goal this year is to do the Come Follow Me program and to stick with it. So Willem and I have we read the introduction and it's about, so we start off with the first of the books. But did you know that those books were not always organized that way? They were organized differently. They are interesting. Which is that? The birds? The chickadees? They're coming back and forth and back and forth. Want to see them again? Oh, there's a little brown one. He's pretending he's a chickadee, but he's not. Oh, he flew away. They're even over at the corner. Good morning, Joyful. How's life? You've had that same picture on there for 10 years, 14 years. Here they come. So the grandchildren were here for 2 days, and then I babysat. Willem came with me. We babysat yesterday, but they were on their computer and devices, and I tell you, it was easy. It's a lot easier than being in the eye of a tornado, since tornadoes don't have eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll tell you when the other look-alike bird gets here. Okay. Maybe they aren't. Maybe they will. There's 2. Gone. Okay. I'll turn around. And as soon as I see him, and I try and turn it back around, he'll be gone by then. You gotta be quick with these little birdies. So I've decided that this chair in the family room is going to be my studying spot. I'll keep my journal and my scripture books here, and maybe the books I'm reading. This is where there's no television. This is the no television area. But, I don't really like looking at all this stuff. And I was thinking, why does the worm bucket have to be in here? What is it about the worm bucket that belongs in the family room by that door, by the dining room table? Like, why don't I make this into a really pretty, clean dining room? Where should the worm bucket go? By another door so I can take it outside when I want to. The living room door? There's 2 doors in the living room and 1 in the bedroom. I could put it in front of one of the living room doors, perhaps. I guess the best one would be by the breezeway door. The breezeway is that part down there that opens up to the woodshed. More like chilly and wet, 100%. So, we were supposed to get freezing rain overnight, and it looks like something happened. It looks more like rain with snow. It's kind of got a dull look to it. Even where it's wet over in the corner there, doesn't that kind of have a dull wetness? Looks like it had, maybe it froze rain, but then it warmed up just a bit. I wonder what the temperature is. I saw that there's the whole East Coast is supposed to get some flooding today. I wonder which rivers, which places will flood. Well, it makes for interesting news, don't you find? The news was getting pretty boring, nothing much new happening, but now with all the climate disasters, you've always got some new news cycle about some disaster somewhere. I guess this is the way it's going to be, eh? Like the other day, I have these different ones that show you daily disasters, and they take from all over the world and they compile them. And it's amazing how many places, like in the Middle East where they don't have any rain, how many places there that get flooded and all these things happening everywhere. Makes for interesting television, don't you find? Yes, there's people that don't believe that the climate is changing and it's going to end. The ocean currents are stopped. Oh, there he is. You see him? He's right by that leg. Oh, he's under now. That was quick. So I'm going to try not to get into controversial subjects. Just dull and dreary gray day. Yucky. Ah. A good day for cleaning and baking. The day that you don't, all the things that you want to do outside, you can't do outside. So that's a good day to do all the things inside that you don't want to do. Make a list of all the things you don't want to do. Hey, how would that be? So let's make a list. What I don't want to do. Find another place for all these things that go to the reuse and that go out there. Like that goes down under the hobbit hole. But it has to go in the other suitcase. The other suitcase, the back of it is full. Remember I put when I packed the leaves in those books. Anyway, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in there that has to come out. Look, they're back again. Look at them all. Hey, that one that he always goes by that corner, by the brown-headed nuthatch, the brown-breasted. I don't know. It's not the white, the white-breasted nuthatch is the one we usually have. These are quite bigger, much bigger. He's about the size of a sparrow. Used to think of a sparrow, they would say that if it's the size of a sparrow, it's small, but you know that's not really true. So I have all this oil on my hair, so it won't tangle up all the time. You know, when I went to school, I lived in Georgia, and there were all these people who, with the kinky hair, and they put oil or grease on their hair all the time. I've never had a drone with cameras fly over my property. That would be fun. But I can go on do Google Earth. Does that count? So, what should we do for the new year? I was thinking this morning that I would make some awesome cookies. Cookies that I can eat. 74 degrees in Nashville. Oh my goodness, 74. By the back door closest to where you need it. So the worm bucket then would have to stay here because the gardens are right out there. Well, that's where it is, but I don't want it here. Because I want to have a dining room table that's not surrounded by crap. Of course, everything is everywhere because I had grandchildren that came in, so now I have an excuse for the mess. But really, it was going to be a mess anyway. So, maybe a different part. Maybe I should put it, maybe I should put it underneath some of these plants. But then I won't be able to open that door. But of course, I can't open the door anyway. But of course, if it was on that, if this bucket was under those 4 containers, then I could slide it because it has rollers. So I could actually get out of there better. But you see, then we have to take all these 4 things off every time we wanted to add to it. But you know what? It's full. It's quite full. So perhaps I should take the cardboard that's on the top and put it into another bin. Okay, make use of the day-to-day indoors. You're pondering that. Although it's good to look at the daylight and enjoy it too. Be thankful to be able to do this too. Yes, good idea. Make good use of the day-to-day indoors. So why don't I do that? I could put that over here under these four plants. And you know what I could also do? I could hang some of these hanging baskets. I could make a macrame thing that goes around them. Oh my gosh, that gets into a whole different project. I could just take a few ropes and put some of those white straps together. Tie them in a knot at the bottom. 74, that's quite warm in Tennessee, isn't it? What is that in Fahrenheit? 72 is 20, I guess, so it's probably 23 or something. There go those little birdies. One of them knocked into this window here. I have to put something on the window. You see this window over here? The grandchildren put all those birds on it. Yeah, that stack of OXO. Willem bought all that, but it has wheat in it. And hydrolyzed. It's got sugar and fructose or something. I don't think that's allowed in Canada. But I did see something that said, oh, there's a little bird under that corner. Right under this stack. the couch. What kind is he? What's it called? He's not a chickadee, he's a nuthatch. Did anybody say something? Okay, so I'm going to move that then. It's in the 30s in Missouri. Well, it's in the 30s here. Missouri today. You know what I need? I need a map. I need to put a map somewhere and put dots for everybody, wherever they are, so that I can look at the map and I can visualize. Because a lot of where you're coming from has to do with the location you're in. You find that? Like I'm in Canada. I'm in Ontario, Canada. Eastern Ontario. 3 Celsius here. Ah, Linda, you must be in Canada. And 13 over there in Britain. London, right? You're from up north, but you were down at school in London? Hi, Angela. Have we spoken before? Have you changed your name? Angela's Homestead. Well, it's nice to meet you. Pleased to meet you. So, New Year's. Do you have any New Year's resolutions you want to talk about? Anybody? So my resolution is to read the scriptures every single day and pray every single day, twice a day. Good prayers where I don't just lose interest and wander away. That's the problem. If I kneel down to pray, before I know it, I've gotten up and I'm doing something else, and I had not even any idea. I start a prayer and I'm starting to pray, and next thing you know, I'm gone. Linda, this is my Linda. Hi, Linda. I hope you're going to move in. I think this is going to be fun if you do. But it'll be a lot more work. Everybody getting wave 2. Grateful, you're awesome. We don't really get snow until mid-January to March, really? Oh, we usually get it in November. Sorry. I have to make a pig sound. Come the pigs. My daughter's got pigs now. She got 3 pigs, and they are her pets. They are some kind of a pot-belly pig, but they are growing like pigs. They look like they're going to get to be full grown in another month. We raised pigs when I was married to her dad. We had 250 pigs in the barn. Or no, something that... You're in Virginia, Angela. Ah. Isn't the snow wild, how it just doesn't snow anymore? But here the Niagara areas had to go had snow and high winds. Really? I find that the lake area, if you're in the lee of the lakes, you get a lot of snow, right? Very warm weather. Where did you just say you were, Angela? In Virginia, yes. Yes, the climate has definitely changed. The seasons are not what they were. I figured you've watched me for years, Angela. I figured you're not a newbie. I don't know if there are any newbies out there. Perhaps. But since I've been making a lot of videos, my number of subscribers has actually dropped. I'm down about 200. I guess that's because you get a notification every time, and if you get too many notifications from the same thing, you get really sick of it and you turn it off. So I could either not make very many videos or... Oh, you did! You learned to make soap from me. Tell me about your soap. Did you have a business and sell it and all that stuff? You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I am going to make straps to hang up these... No, if I hang up these plants, first I need hooks. That's the first thing, is I need a hook above each door. I need probably 4 hooks above each door. How big are these plants? Maybe one above the center, right? If it's above the center, then it doesn't block out as much of the scenery. Did you hear Colorado's having fires? About 1,000 homes were lost, and it has crazy snow, fire, and ice. Wow. It is wild, isn't it? I had heard that it was 580. Oh, you've got this homestead in Virginia. Virginia is so pretty. I lived in Blacksburg, Virginia for a month. I was snowed in, and it was so cool. Where we were was out in the country. Definitely the last days, eh? Definitely. It's going to be different, you know. I was looking at, there's all these different predictions, and the predictions, I find that they say such and such will happen in 10 years. Like they say that the Thwaites Glacier, is that the one? Or is Thwaites the Doomsday Glacier? Yeah, I think Thwaites is the Doomsday Glacier in Antarctica. Well, there's this big ice sheet. I love watching about climate change videos. Missouri has been off and on temperatures for this time of the year. One day it's cold and the next it could be warm. It's like the seasons are still changing, adjusting. Yeah, what they're going to adjust into might not be very pleasant. I think it's already not very pleasant. I remember, I mean, I'm fine. But I see a lot of people are having terrible times. Many people. And you know, it'll be like a whole neighborhood will be burned to the ground, but one house won't. And they say, why me? You know what I think? I think because that's teaching, it's giving that one house opportunity to reach out and help and make friends with all the neighbors. Your hair was a lot shorter when I first started watching it. Yes, it's gone from long to short to long. I think it was long in the beginning. And then Linda says, what crafts are you into these days? Well, I guess I could show it all to you. Just a moment. So I started tatting because I thought that was a good thing to start since I found the book. And so I made a video on tatting. Actually, we went through the book and decided which one would be the best one to go through to do. And then I started one, and it turns out it wasn't the one I wanted. It was the one below it. I'm not sure if you want to get into this, but there's the how-to pages. Good job to have how-to pages, right? So I thought I was making one thing, and it turned out I was making something else. It's usually good to start on the first page of a book, you know, and then do everything in the book. But that's not the one I want. That was going to be too hard. Yes, helping your neighbors. Oh, here it is. I thought I was making this one, the Minaret Snowflake. But it turns out that the minaret was this one, which is not what I wanted. I wanted this one. And so I've got this minaret thing started. So I'm going to have to either finish it or something. But this is the first ring of the minaret. It's the middle of it. I have to do the inside and then the outside. Oh, when I was adding on the house, that was a really cool time. Let me see, what have I missed? Okay, so I'm doing my crafts. I'll tell you quickly. I'm trying to clean my house, and I am tatting, and I wove a fabric of some sort, or a blanket, or a throw, or a rug. I'm not sure just what it is yet, but it's probably going to be a rug, I guess. But it's out of my father's ties, all his silk ties. So there's probably 50 ties in it. Maybe not 50. Anyway, there's a lot of ties in it. I just finished that, and then when my little grandchildren were here, oh, thank you. That's about the tatting. Looking good, eh? There it is. Well, anyway, whatever. So I've got the tatting, and I've got the silk scarf. Are there worms in it in the bucket? That bucket over there? Yes, it's full of worms. Those are red wiggler worms. They're very skinny and long, and their whole purpose in life is to turn cardboard and other things to compost, or what do they call it? Castings, worm castings. They've cast off. Anyway, so you end up adding that to stuff. I added some worms to each of these things the other day, each of these plants. This is not supposed to be in there, of course, but you know, where do you put all this stuff? Anyway, so I put them in here. I think this might have been from them. I put the worm castings in, but see now the worms have all disappeared down into the ground. Yeah, I think that was from them. And so they're gone into the ground. So now there's worms in each of these containers. Use it as a table. Sounds good, hanging plants. Okay, a table. Good idea. So I'm going to pull it over here and put the plants on it. Okay, so my tatting and my silk thing, and then I'm going to use the fleece. I have all this fleece. I'm going to use it for weaving. I have washed and sort of semi-cleaned and washed some fleece. It's in pillowcases, but then I needed to have a freezer, keep the heat in, the cold in, and so I filled the top of my freezer with those. And the top of the freezer, when it's closed, is my refrigerator for all the vegetables Willem brought home the other day. I love eating vegetables and hummus. And then the next project, I have to put the warp back on. Yes, worms are good things. Yes, you did. I'm still good to see you again. Now, Angela, yes, you did what? Oh, did you make a New Year's resolution? If only I didn't change the subject every half a minute. How many sentences do I make on the same subject? Well, that's 2. What in the world is that? YHINL. Y, now that's beside in the middle. YH, vinyl? Vinyl, I don't know. Okay, so I could move that over here and put these on it. Shall I do that? Oh, you made it in your crock pot. I love making soap in the crock pot. It's so nice. I should make some more soap. I guess that's one of my crafts is soap making. But what am I really doing today? Played with the grandchildren. I think I'm into trying out gluten-free stuff. You know? I think I'm into what are my crafts? I don't know, my garden inside. And then I have to get the loom back together. And then, or not the loom, but the warp. I cut the warp for my taking off that one. And I for my ties, I cut the warp, took the tie thing off, and now I have to fix it. Yeah, going organic is good if you can grow. Like if you have to buy it all, it's a real expensive, isn't it? But anyway, it's good to do organic. Just thinking about the bubonic plague and how everybody ate organically then and had clean air and the purest of times, and yet they all got the bubonic plague and died. Anyway, so the grandchildren were here, and I think it might have been an on-purpose thing, but all the strings that were so carefully threaded through the heddles and then so carefully threaded through the reeds, those all got pulled out. And so now the strings are hanging, and I have to rethread 200 heddles and 200 slots in the reed. But I don't have to do it all at once. You know, you don't have to do it all at once. You know, there's another project that I need to finish. This teepee down here in the flowers garden, it's a teacup trail teepee, I guess. I started to make a doorway, but it's too wide, and so I need to get another pole and lay another pole there, and then pull the fabric over, attach it to that pole, so I have a narrower doorway. And then I should carry on what I'm doing with this frame that goes slide up, and so I've already got one side is pretty good, but I got to bring the other side in so it's not so wide. But in order to put another pole up there, I have to find a pole. And I think there are poles down beside there's poles down across from Fiddlehead Pond, at the where the driveway is raised up. Well, just there at the bottom of that area is beside that area are a lot of teepee poles. They are finding fossils of ferns in Alaska. Do you think Heavenly Father is preparing the earth for his second comings? Yes, I think so. Yes, indeed. And sometimes I feel like the earth is so upset with us that she's trying to shake us off. Like a dog that's got fleas, and the fleas keep biting him, and he's just stretching and he's shaking. Only she's not very specific about one person here, one person there. She's like just, oh, there's people here. Shake, 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 shake. Or rain, 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 or snow, 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 or wind and tornadoes. And look, here come the woodpeckers. There's a hairy woodpecker. He's up in the tree. He's going to come and get the food. I've got a hanging thing there for him. I like my birds. It's nice to have a spot by a window where you can watch the birds. Do you guys have a spot like that? I think it's important. All right, so I think I'm going to get up and I'm going to move this thing because otherwise I'm just, oh, stay warm. Thank you for saying I made very good soaps. I loved my soaps. You bought yourself a greenhouse today. Hey, cool. Tell me what you're going to do with your greenhouse. You're going to grow plants in it, right? I had a greenhouse out here once. I used to stay at the edge of, I guess it came to about where the blue table is, or maybe the green chair. And then that way, that was all a greenhouse. And that wood stove that's out there under the was in the middle of it. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, I'm going to shift this stuff around and see if I can accomplish something here. So I'll put you over here. I guess you have to be upright, don't you? Okay. This is very heavy. I wonder if it should be emptied. Wonder what's in it. But then I get into a different project, and that's not today's project. Today's project is making cookies and sitting and eating them all. But I'm not supposed to say that out loud, because you're not supposed to sit and eat all the cookies. You can think it, and you can do it, but you can't talk about it. These sounds, those go back my whole life. And the sound of closing the drawer. Do you know that every drawer, every door, they've all got their own specific sound. And you know those sounds in your house, right? Well, that was not good for my back. Okay. I have here an extension cord. So I can plug you up whenever you're feeling a little low energy. How are you feeling? You're okay? Okay, I consider it your IV. Okay, one down. Look at how big a mess I can make. I bet I can make a bigger mess than you. This is not a good idea for my back. Okay, this is how you should do it. Squat, tighten your butt muscles. Tight, tight, tight. Pick it up with your butt muscles. On the table. Just for a moment. Tight, 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 tighten up. And then you're using your legs. Somehow it works. Hey, these are all dry again. This is not even heavy. It's just showing how dry it is. Okay, so this now, well, this is part of my pine sap. way so I can roll my thing on it. Hey, I didn't catch any more mice, but all those mice I put outside I put them in a bowl. I got a bowl down and I decided it was for the cats. This is really heavy. I think it's time to use a different bucket. Ugh. I don't want to open it because you know how it is. But if I put it over here, I could open the door when I open it. And I could put the vacuum cleaner on blow and I could blow all the little flies out. You're not supposed to put fruit in it, I guess. That's what my daughter told me. And she would know because she is... Let's see who she is. Alright, well that's never moving again. There we go. I think it's dirty. Do you think that's dirty enough to wash? You're right, not today. Okay, we'll put this over here. Put it on the corner so that it won't break it. This one on the corner. Maybe they'll stand each other up. Look at that. Makes it look like they're supposed to be there. And then another one. But this really doesn't need to be there. Oh yeah. This is going to get hung up, you see. This one is going to go up here. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Now, well, these things I think can just go outside. So you're going to go to the dump. To the dump, the dump, the dump. We're taking it to the dump. The dump, the dump, the dump. We're taking it to the dump. Oh, the dump, the dump, the dump. This was my mother's my whole life. They don't really like it, so it's going. Doesn't bring me joy. You know, when you take your light lamps to the dump, you're probably leaving light bulbs in them. Hello, chickadees. How are you? How are you? Look at that. This is coming along. This can go in it. Out. And look at that. I haven't seen under here for a long time. Oh, this can go. And I was going to give this to my daughter, but she doesn't want it, so I guess I'll keep it. Because I like those jars. And we have here some dum-da-dum-dum. Those need to go into the place to keep them until next year when they're so important again. Okay. Look at that. This is coming along. What did you say? Sorry, I got kicked off and I'm back. Hi, Linda, you're back. Oh, yes, you can ask me a question, Frank. Let's close the door up. And we will throw these in the burning box for burning them up. Thank you for coming and keeping me company. Okay. I've been making a little bit of progress on here. You see, you can almost see the table. There, now you can see the table. That's it. It's hard work cleaning up after grandchildren. They really make a mess quickly. Bigger than mine. Oh, and I have some things under here. This was, oh, look at the little hanger she made. Okay, let's go get another cup of water, cup of tea. We'll use this cup. This has nettles in it. Do you like nettles? Yes. Yes, I still weave. And I just finished weaving something. I'm going to put some water in it now. I'll show you the loom now that I'm up. And I'll show you the other thing. Here, so. I was up with you when you were making all that soap. That was cool. Oh, look. Wood stove going. Thank you for lighting this wood stove, Willem. Welcome. Looking good. Okay, so this is the tie thing. I tightened this too far, so these strings got way too long. And so this is what I've been working on. So this is all the ties of my father's. I have to untie this. These 3 or 4. Yeah, these 4 orange ones are too tight, and so it made it all. But that's it. It's kind of nice. It's nice for your feet. And so then this is what's next. This is going to come up the other way. Yes, the nettles are organic, and they don't need to be, you don't have to do anything to them. Look at all this. It's all been pulled out. So now I have to re-thread the whole thing. But it is in place, basically. With a lot of trouble. Anyway, so that's next. Threading that up. And then I have all my fleece. So this fleece is awaiting my help. It has had nothing done to it. So it needs to be pulled, and in pulling it, a lot of the nature will fall out. And then it needs to be washed. And then I can use it. Right now I'm using some as those. And I've got some more on that couch under there. This is what I pulled this morning. I was standing out here pulling it. Needs to be washed, of course, but see that hill over there? Isn't that a lovely spot? Ignore all this crap everywhere. Well, my fleece, you see, I have a lot of fleece. I asked a friend who does wool, who shears sheep, for some fleece, and so he gave me some. Now here's some that's already been washed and not carded, but pulled. So I have to pull it again, and then I can lay it in my loom. I can just lay them in one piece at a time. Let me show you the another one I did. So this one is is one I did before, but it's got an area here which needs help. Lots of help. Anyway, so this was made by just laying the fleece in the warp. Just laying it down, but it's come apart. I have to just go through that and fix it. I guess I could put it in my mending pile. It'd be nice to clean up and mend everything that needs mending and finish all the projects that are started. So I'll go out here and I'll show you some more. So this is the other end of all the fleece that's not been worked on yet. So some of it is from very important animals, like this is very beautiful fleece here. It's not sheep. These bags are different. Could be Angora goat or alpaca or but these have not been washed or carded, but they're beautiful, so they aren't as dirty as the other ones. Well, that's not exactly true, but they're better. Some are pretty dirty. Anyway, but it's just one bit at a time, right? But I also want to weave and make some wool. I have this wool. I have this wool, which I'm going to make my mittens out of. Another big mess. But it's not as big as it was. This, I opened it because I took it out, didn't I? No, I cut it. I was going to open this and I'm going to finish that door thing with that other part of the door. Oh, wow. We have some vacuuming to do. Big mess, big mess, big mess. Where's that drink? I'd rather have a drink. We could cook. I got some cabbages that look like they're drying out a little bit. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Okay, so now this is out of the way. So now this could turn into a room. Let's try that. Let's see what we can come up with here. So we don't need this here. I bought a whole bunch of these little items and gave them to, they're dog treats, right? I got them from my granddaughter. And so they are amongst all the other things to make her meals out of. So, you know, there's hamburgers and hot dogs and, you know. All right, we're going to turn it into a room. So this jar of protein powder, I also don't need. Why is it I don't need it? What's in it? Pea, flaxseed, acacia gum, hemp protein, broccoli, flour, and fruit vegetable, quinoa or cerola, carrot, spinach, broccoli, beet, tomato, apple. Look at that. It doesn't have anything bad in it. I don't have to get rid of that. I can keep it. And from the sounds of it, it sounds like you could use it and add it to your baking as if it was flaxseed and such. All right, let's see what we can do over here. What's that? Somebody's trying to live in it? I'm having a little problem with all of the extra inhabitants around here. This is my house, I thought. So, glasses. Let's put things away. There's garbage. Oh, wait, that was a little lid there that I don't want in the garbage. Okay, so we will get our exercise. We will walk from here to there, here to there, here to there. And then eventually we will vacuum. This is something I should just work on while I'm sitting around. Put it there. And we have here some grass, which you can go outside. And we have this little thing, which I don't know what to do with that. Here, Willem, would you like a change purse?
A change purse?
Yes, if you need to change, you could get in it, and it could be your change purse for.
I have one already.
For changing. Well, now you have another. Maybe one could be for.
A girly thing. Look at the little flower on it.
Oh yes, flowers are girls, so you mustn't go outside.
Right.
That's a girl place. You're so silly. Okay.
Okay. But I'll put it away somewhere.
Okay.
And you keep using the other one.
Okay. You're gonna go work in your garden? Oh, how awesome! Out in your greenhouse, eh? Very cool. This is for cleaning the car windows. Today would be a good day since it's not frozen out there today. That goes in the car. Just can't go outside right now in case it freezes. And those are going to go back to the store. So I guess they're not going to sit there. Have to move. I wonder how long I'll keep this place empty though, right? Because I don't really keep places empty very long. As soon as they're empty, I fill them up. Goodbye, Angela. Have fun gardening. Can't believe you can garden in January on New Year's Day. All right, so pen. This stuff goes in the other room. Oops. Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. I clean this up so it's not so much here. I'm supposed to get this done, I guess. I was thinking that this cardboard box might be good to go in the top of the worm bucket. That needs to go into jars. Hey, this is nice. You can get in here now. Very good. So these books are supposed to be given away. But a lot of them are my amazing basketry books, so they can't just go just anywhere. Have to go somewhere special. And this I do not need, nor do I wish to have it. It came from my mom's, but there was not a base that went with it. So that can go to the dump. This is for stained glass. That's why it's here, because it's supposed to go down there. Well, if it's going down there, I'll put it there with that. I have to go that way. So if I put it outside, it'll be in the way and I'll have to take it down. There we go. Oh, they're always in the way. And this needs to be filled up. But that's back there and I don't have shoes on for that. So how real dining room can it be if I've got stuff on the floor? Should I turn the table? I mean, it fits very well right there, but if I turn it, maybe it'll be more like a table. Oh, now wait a minute. Somebody was here. Oh, look, I've got everything I haven't read. Okay, so I'll sit down and read your comments. Very important. Okay, so go back here. Why do I dry the nettles and what's the benefit? Nettles are better than spinach. Nettles grow by themselves. They're organic and they're full of nutrients, more than spinach. So we dry them and then we drink it in tea, or sometimes I put handfuls in the daily soup. Okay, what's the next question? You said it, what's a great idea? Was that about the fleece stuff? Where do you get your fleece from? So there's this guy who shears sheep, and I wanted free fleece. And so I asked him if he had stuff I couldn't sell that was really bad. So he gave me all the bad stuff. And so I've been working on it, cleaning it up. And the lanolin in the fleece in my soap, I don't know that I could maybe get it out. Yeah, if I were to submerge it in water that had a bit of soap in it, not soap that dissolves grease like dish soap, but soap that removes it like my homemade soap. So if I put the fleece in a bin. Yeah, nettles grow by barns and outbuildings in places where nobody really does much. That's where you find nettles. And you know you've got nettles when you get stung. And they're quite green. They're very dark green, and they're packed with vitamins. They're very good for you. And you can eat them raw. You just have to cut the stem. The stem has always been used for fiber. It's awesome long fibers. And there's a way to get it out, just like flax. You have to beat it. You put it on a sawhorse or something, and then you beat the sticks, and then you get the fiber out of them. All right, what does it say? Strive to get the stuff that doesn't have anything too bad in it. Yeah, well, you see, then I'd have to pay for it, and it's very expensive to buy fleece. I can't remember how much it is, if it's $5 a pound or something. But once you get a fleece ends up costing $40, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, so the stems are good for fiber, and the leaves are good for you. And if you get stung by it, there's usually a plant that grows nearby, which is the antidote, and that is jewelweed. All right. So who's at birch? Yes, mix it with a banana. That's a good idea for that stuff. But I think I might want to try and use it in my recipes. Whatever, I can use it either way. Oh, good morning, Susan, you're up. You're out and about. So I can't use the lanolin in the soap because I don't have a way to collect it. It gets on your hands, like they call it weaving in the grease when you're or spinning in the grease when you haven't washed it and the lanolin is still there. It's so good for your hands. But soap will remove it. But my homemade soap, if you put homemade soap in the sink, the fat from the dishes will come to the surface, but it'll get stuck around the sides. So if you want to remove the lanolin, you'll have to have then a way to skim it off the surface if you use homemade soap. But if you use dish soap, that will just completely dissolve all the grease. So you don't get ring around the sink, ring around the bathtub. Remember that? Now, what did Linda say? Glad you have the cleaning bug. What a difference. Now I've got the bug, so going to start packing up my stuff. Thanks for the company. Enjoyed all your ideas. Big hugs, many blessings. And hello, Linda, from Susan. I'm glad you're here now, Linda. This is awesome. How long have you been here? Have you been here for a long time and I never noticed? What do I wash the fleeces in? Well, once I've cleaned them, like picked all the stuff out, I wash them in the washing machine. But I try and get all the manure out too before I put them in the washing machine. There'll be a little bit left, but it's a good washing machine. It'll get rid of it. Anyway, but mostly, so it's just what you really can't get off the fibers is left in there. But then I put it in my washing machine, which has a washing and drying cycle, so you have to wash it on wool. And then it'll fluff it, but it won't dry. It won't. But if you put your acrylic socks in there on wool, it will stretch them so big, unbelievable. Jewelweed, yep, that's how you spell it. For an antidote if you get stung by the nettles. That's right, you are learning things. Yes, I seem to know things, don't I? I know a lot of pioneer living stuff, what's around us, and you can eat or use most of what's growing out there. I love those tall grasses, I should go cut some and use them for, the kids were playing up on that tree branch the other day. They were here, and it was like Desmond decided it was his and Zane's fort because they'd played on it together. Oh, that's awesome. So I should probably cover it with bags of leaves or something. But you know what? It's Christmas tree time, so there's going to be so many Christmas trees in the reuse center, in the landfill. All the local areas have landfill sites, and you can go and collect the Christmas trees for free. Actually, Canadian Tire has free Christmas trees now, too. I don't decorate until late, so that sounds like it's right up my alley. One year I put 80 trees on the edge of the deck all the way around. We have a big deck. I like my big deck. I inherited money and I put a big deck all the way around the house. Isn't that a good idea? You know, I was thinking about my parents' house, that if I had my parents' house, they have a deck, a porch back at the back, up on, you know, many steps to get up. And then there's this cliff between that around at the corner. So if you were to put a deck all the way around the house, wouldn't that be awesome? Boy, that would really change that house, make it spectacular. But anyway, it's not my house, and it's in Georgia, and it's too hot in Georgia. And I like snow, and I don't really want to go where I don't have snow. But our snowblower isn't working. You know what that means. That means we're destined to do some snow shoveling. But so far we've had no snow, but that doesn't mean anything, because whatever you used to get, whether it's dry or rain or Happy New Year, Susan. Dry or rain or what's the other thing? Snow or tornadoes or hurricanes or lightning or earthquakes. Whatever you used to get, you're getting more of. Hey, you know what? I have a question about the Yellowstone caldera. So Yellowstone National Park is got this geyser, which is actually releasing pressure from this volcano. The caldera is bigger than several states. It takes up most of the Midwest, I believe, which is the ring around the volcano. The caldera is the mouth, you know, what is left after the volcano's gone. That's called the caldera. And and they're fracking in that area. I think they're fracking inside the caldera because it's over all these states up there. I don't know which states. I could look at it, be on a map, I guess. Wonder if it would be on Google Maps. I like to go on Google Earth and look at all those things. Yesterday I was listening to the news about where things are happening and where the water is rising and how these people are having to move and they've lost their beautiful big house and their beautiful big farm and now they're in the slum. And they just have to keep getting, you know, going to the city and adding themselves to the slums. Anyway, but this caldera, this volcano in Yellowstone, look at that. 8 people watching and 10 thumbs ups. I love you guys. You guys are so cool. The power of suggestion, eh? Thumbs up and subscribe. Yeah, if you want to be notified of when there's new videos, that's the thing to do, is to subscribe. Anyway. Oh, an overnight dumping of snow and frigid temperatures compounded the... That's my Twitter notification. That must be about the fires in Boulder. That's amazing. People who live in the most gorgeous places are being affected the worst. Have you noticed that? I was thinking about Lazarus. There's 2 Lazarus in the scriptures. One is the guy that was raised from the dead, and there's another one who is a servant, a slave or something. And the owner, the master, was in heaven, or dreamed he had died, and he was asking his servant to go get some water to wet my tongue. And the Lord told him that, no, you had everything on earth, and now he has everything. He didn't get it, but now he has it all. I was thinking about all the properties that have beautiful views of the ocean, and I mean, of course, I'm sitting on a very beautiful property here. You know, it's quite picturesque. Isn't that just lovely to look out the door and have a hill, and look out this way and have a very big long hill, a ridge? I'm really very blessed. Yes, and I've got my things here too. So you've got raised garden beds too, eh? They're really nice. They keep you from having a bad back. You just have to keep adding more soil to them all the time. Okay, bye, Angela. Have a good time in your greenhouse. Get your hands nice and dirty for me. Getting your hands dirty. I think that's the reason I haven't cleaned out these things yet. I have to go through and get all the weeds out and the ones upstairs. I guess I could bring you guys. Hi and bye, Angela. It's fun watching you guys talk to each other. You get to know each other. Have you heard about the channel Survival Lily? She's really good. She gets out there in the wilderness and she survives in it, and she walks past her different wilderness creations, and it's very cool. I mean, I'm doing that, except I'm not really the fire and being there overnight. I could, but I don't know. There's those birds again. If you eat like a bird, what does that mean? That you don't eat much or you eat all day? All right, I should get up and do something. But first I'm going to have a drink of my elderberry oxymel. You like this? I made it with cattails. I wove around it. And inside, I tell you about my concoction every video. What is it? What is it made from? That's right. It's elderberry oxymel. It's made from equal elderberries, honey, and apple cider vinegar. And you just use a bit. I use about a half an inch or something, a centimeter, the bottom of the container. I fill it with water. I drink it all day, and it's so good for you. But you might still get sick. I'm very healthy, and I drink this all the time, and I eat all this stuff from the garden, and I breathe clean air, and I drink perfect water, and yet I had a little bit of some milk product in one of the things. I think it was in pesto at the restaurant. And then my knees started to hurt the next day, and have a post-nasal drip after that. Anyway, and it just slips in here and there, now and then, and all of a sudden I'm sick. You know, that looks much better there without that bin in the way. Should I leave that rug there, that for the boots, and have the boots there? I mean, this is where we come in and out. Perhaps. You see? It's going under the table leg, though. Now, should I turn the table? And then I would have better access to the doors out there. What do you think? I need help here, just in case you're curious. Now, somebody was going to ask me a question. Who was it that was going to ask me a question? But I guess I didn't stick around long enough for you to ask it for me. So to dry nettles, you hang them up. I have a living room. You've moved since then and brought a new farm. She's already gone now. Oh, here's something else. Grate ginger and garlic, very small pieces, placed in a jar with honey. Let sit for a week. You're good to go. That's interesting. I got some new honey. Ginger and garlic. Boy, does my mouth taste bad when I eat those things. All right. Didn't somebody ask me a question? Can I ask you a question? Is they sort of there? What kind of oil do I use? Oh, to make soap, she asked, but she's gone. The kind of oil I used to make soap was generally vegetable oil or sometimes olive oil. Olive oil really makes good soap. I think I should just do that, and it always turns out good too. Survivor Lily looks like an interesting channel. Oh, she's awesome. Oh, Survival Lily, she's so good. She just gets out there and does it. She says, "This is my little project today. This for my little project today. I'm going to do this." And she gets a whole bunch of pine sap, like with a knife. She scrapes a chunk of it off the tree. I did that to make my rosin for my bow, for my violin. So she gets a chunk of rosin, and she put it on. She put it on a stone, which was a little bit above the fire, and the stone was on an angle onto another stone, and so she was melting from the stone. She was melting the pine sap and having just the sap come down onto the other stone and scooping it up. And she was mixing with charcoal, and she found charcoal on a log from a previous campfire on her walk to her spot. She must have had the campfire. Maybe she said someone else, whatever. So she took charcoal, and then she took deer poop. And deer poop scat is all made out of little bits of grass, like really like an eighth of an inch long pieces of grass. And she made that. Oh, that was snow falling off the roof. You see, you have to have a caution falling snow sign up here. A lot of it fell off lately. And if it's falling today, that means it's melting. So I better get out there and shovel it because it will all turn to ice. Hi, Nancy. Happy New Year to you and Willem. World News Lover. I wonder what your name is. I have known you by that. Why would you use a cane when you can walk? Well, I don't use a cane. But if I can walk, when I can walk, fine, I don't need a cane. But when oh yes, well you can see all those videos when I name all the plants. Like, I think I have videos naming all the plants. You could probably look up Nancy Today naming the plants, or names of plants, or flower names, or. But in the perennial slope garden, anything with that, like most of these videos, I name everything I see. But one day I can take you on another tour. I have all my grasses figured out now. If there's red in it, it's called... Nope, don't remember that. Hi, Ruth. Now, where do you live? Are you in Phoenix? I think I remember a Ruth in Phoenix. But you've been here for many, many, many years, haven't you? It's been fun going through the old comments. I'm now on the 4 years ago. I've gotten up from the present to 4 years ago. I've been doing this for 13 years, so there's going to be a lot of them. I'm trying to answer every single comment. Hi, Ruth. This is Susan. Now, oh, you're in Calgary. Oh, yes. This is Susan. Where are you, Susan? Minnesota or Wisconsin? You're in one of those, aren't you? I have to have a map, and I have to have a cheat sheet. Did you ever have a cheat sheet when you were in school? So I was supposed to be cleaning. This is a cleaning video. This is how I clean. We did make some progress. Look at that. We moved the bin over here and we put the flat plants on top of it. So these plants are geraniums. They came from the garden. This is Swiss chard. These ones down here is forget what they're called. Wisconsin. Now, why can't I ever remember Wisconsin? What is Wisconsin known for? Milk, right? Is there a lot of dairy farms in Wisconsin? Wisconsin, it's not hills, it's not flat like Kansas. Kansas and Oklahoma and Texas are flat, right? Milk and cheese. Wisconsin milk and cheese. And chocolate? Do they make chocolate out of it all? Cheese. Who said milk and chocolate? So Nan B, wait a minute. You're from, did you tell me where you're from? I have to go back up here. Okay, Susan. Oh, why wouldn't you use a cane when you walk? Oh, well, I use a cane. I use, not canes. I would use a walker. If my back is at all bad, then I use a walker. Because the walker, I can lift myself up evenly, and sometimes pushing yourself up straight, it takes a lot of work. But if you use a walker, you just stand there and push your hands on the walker, and you can straighten your back right up. And then you don't have to be slumped over. A cane, however, you've got one cane, which means that you're going to end up with a limp. You're using a cane for one of your legs, but you're not using it completely, and so you're going to end up bending a little bit to the side. So I don't think a cane is good for you. I don't even think two canes is good for you. It's much better to use a walker, and you can barely touch it if you want. You push yourself up straight, and then you can probably walk without it. And I wouldn't lean forward and put all your weight on the walker, because then you stop using the back muscles. Hello, Calvin Lionel. Calvin Lionel. Hello, Calvin. Where are you? So this is looking pretty good. What should I do about it now? I'm kind of wanting to turn the table. And since this is what I do, is change things everywhere, I can turn this around. What's that funny noise? Ah. Something that did not fit in the drawer of silver. Oops, did I just wreck it? I did. Oh gosh. Look, I can unwreck it. Alright. You know, this is kind of good like this, because then I can put that right in front of your face. Uh-oh, somebody hit the window again. All right. This is my current drink. Hi, everybody. All right, so under the Swiss chard, we have some grass here, which should be pulled out. This stuff is it? I'm not sure if it's wood sorrel or not. Maybe not. I'm going to take it out. Oops, not coming out. If you twist your plant all the way around, it'll pull out much better. Well, maybe. Oh my gosh, this has got a lot of a big base to it, doesn't it? Okay, but I like to keep all my pickings back down on the ground. And keep the moisture in. There go the clean fingernails. You stick the roots facing up, then they won't root again. Digging down in now. those worms a good chance to make this into a lovely garden bed for them. All right, there we go. See, it's even mulched. These it's nice caring for plants, isn't it? I think this is a root. One of the original roots. I'm gonna wreck the thing if I do that. Oh, look, his ice snow is falling on the roof, off the roof. All right. So where's this going? Let's get this in the garbage first. This kitchen is a real big mess. But if I did the kitchen, you know what? I could actually do the, this is a job for the, probably shouldn't do that, right? I'll get comments telling me I shouldn't do that. It's a job for the thing. Look, there's 11 people here. Oh, the switch chard looks great, and so do the geraniums. Oh, you've got company. How nice. The stream just appeared randomly. Ah, randomly. Well, here you are. Thank you for all your hard work making the BC videos. I've been enjoying one. Oh, how nice. Yes, it was good. Oh, Nan, you're from Ohio. Okay. Before I add it to my home. Yes, that was before the Great Purge, I call it. Trying to use up some of my old soap that was never good enough to sell. I feel rather sloppy today. All right, so let us put some clips in the hair here. And put some of that hair Maui moisture in my hair. See how it, at the bottom here, how it's really, anyway, but if I put this wax or this oil stuff in there, I'm able to brush my hair. I was starting to tell you about that an hour ago. Some friends at school, they would always put oil in their hair or grease or something. I can't remember what it was back then, but okay, that's that. Hi, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Ah. Okay, let's see what else we're gonna do now. The dishes really are calling my name, aren't they? Dishes, Nancy, Nancy. I decided I would put the apples and the oranges in the living room because most of the time we're in the living room, and that will keep us from having to go get them. So put them here somewhere. Where can I put them? That's the garbage that needs to be emptied. But that's too much like work, don't you think? Look, there's 13 thumbs ups. All right, let's come over here and I'll put you there and then I'll figure out what I'm doing now. Oh yeah, we were doing the kitchen. Let's finish doing the dining room. Let's do the dining room. All right, so we're going to turn it all the way. But But we're going to leave that at the side. And then this whole thing can be turned, and that door isn't the one to open, so this is actually better